A reading from the Gospel according to Matthew. A demoniac who could not speak was brought to Jesus, and when the demon was driven out, the mute man spoke. The crowds were amazed and said, "Nothing like this has ever been seen in Israel." But the Pharisees said, "He drives out demons by the prince of demons." Jesus went around to all the towns and villages, teaching in their synagogues, proclaiming the gospel of the kingdom and curing every disease and illness. At the sight of the crowds, his heart was moved with pity for them, because they were troubled and abandoned, like sheep without a shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, "The harvest is abundant, but the laborers are few. So ask the master of the harvest to send out laborers for his harvest." The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Pray, therefore, the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest. This request by Jesus is always valid. We must always pray to the Lord of the harvest, namely God the Father, that he send laborers into his field, which is the world. And each of us must do so with an open heart, with a missionary attitude. Our prayer must not be limited only to our needs, to our necessities. A prayer is truly Christian if it also has a universal dimension. If lived in these terms, the mission of the Church will be characterized by joy. It is not an ephemeral joy which flows from the success of the mission. On the contrary, it is a joy rooted in the promise that, as Jesus says, "Your names are written in heaven." With this expression, he means inner joy and the indestructible joy that is born out of the awareness of being called by God to follow his Son. That is the joy of being his disciples, and it is the joy of his gift that makes a missionary of every disciple. Those who walk in the company of the Lord Jesus, who learn from him to unsparingly expend themselves for others, free of oneself and of one's possessions.